forcing you to listen.
Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle.
Everything's
a goddamn debate.
Yeah. All right, guys, greetings, and welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hopefully you guys have all had a great day. About to pour like a son of a bitch outside right now. But if you'd like to join me, you can easily do that. I read a lot of people's chats. I take your phone calls at 407-270-3044. Once again, that is 407-270-3044. Stuck in Dion's tub. Already checking in. What up, cuz? How you been, Stuck in Dion's tub? You know, when I get those people that were the P1 people that were checking out Twitch and stuff, and they're joining my show, it actually makes me feel really, really good. It does. Last night's show was great. I thought it was. Maybe I'm just have a little bit of more high value of what I do and stuff. I would like to hear from you guys. You don't have to call in, but I would like to hear from you in the chat room. What do you guys think of Lauren Petrullo from Mongoose Media that joins me every so often? I thought she did a great job. I thought the guest that I had on last night, Heather Shannon, was amazing. And I mean, I went really, really long with last night's show. Then I went out and walked. I did my run first. And then the second half of my run, because I walk and run at least 6.5 miles every single day. A lot of people think that you got to run. No, that's not the case. I live by 10,000 steps a day. But I do a little bit of running. I do a little bit of walking. I get my 10,000 steps on. I do weight training. I do push-ups every single day. I do the leg lifts, the ab stuff. Seems to be working out pretty well for me. But last night, especially living here in Florida, I got caught in the middle of a rainstorm. There is one of those credit unions down on US 1 that I ended up seeking shelter of. And it's always weird because I also walk and run with my shirt off. I'm sure people thought that I was really, really suspicious underneath the covering where the ATM and stuff is at. And people were pulling up to withdraw money. You know, I know everybody in the state of Florida basically has a concealed carry. For the most part, they all have guns. Pretty lucky that I didn't get gunned down because I was just seeking shelter in the rain. Kendall Hill is checking in. Kendall Hill says, yo. Haas83 says, Tuds. And Spice Boys Gold Mike Doorstop. What up, Tuds? That username always cracks me up. It does. You know what I'm liking? Because I've been on YouTube for quite some time. I'm loving all the interaction from the Twitch people. I looked up my stats. When I get done with the show every single night with the stats and stuff, that they will come and I get this the review of my stats for the night for Twitch. And I got 5 new subscribers last night, not follows. Not follows. I got subscribers. So I got to thank everybody that's checking me out on Twitch. And if you're listening on Twitch, if you don't want to cheer any bits, do me a favor. at least subscribe to the show, because that does help me out when you subscribe. Really does. And I can't thank all the people on Twitch, and I don't want to get in trouble. See, because you really can't talk, because I stream on multiple platforms. I've been doing YouTube. YouTube has always been great to me. I love YouTube. I got Twitch. Twitch is really, really added to it. Stuck in Dion's Tub says, great story behind that name. And if you guys are not familiar with the name Spice Boys Gold Mike Doorstop, I was actually one of the producers on the Spice show. Spice Boy did nights at 1025 The Bum. And Bubba came in one night, and this was actually before I knew Nikki. Bubba came into the show at night, brought Nikki. Nikki really didn't talk that much, but Bubba came on, and Bubba was being so sincere. For Bubba, it was so sincere. Bubba was very heartfelt, came in. He was like one to, give Spice Boy his credit. He's so proud of him for hosting nights on his own at 1025 The Bone. And Bubba brought him in a professional radio microphone. The same ones that Bubba has in his studio. Bubba gave, and we're talking almost say $600-800 for it. Brought it in, had all the packaging and stuff, still in the box. And because we had those cheap ass lavalier mics, the crooner mics, the ones that hang down. And Bubba brought it in, and Spice was like, all right, I'm going to get the engineers to hook this up and stuff. Then after the show, because we got done at 10 o'clock. I bring down the microphone to Spice Boy's office. I said, hey, where do you want me to put this at? Because, it's a pretty expensive piece of equipment. He said, just put it by the door. Put it by the door because I'll use it to hold the door open in his office, because that door was on one of those hinges that closed it every single time you opened it. Now, I don't think me and Bubba were on great terms at that time, but even at I was like, man, this is completely effed up. It is. Now, if you guys don't hear me cursing in the first 2 minutes or 10 minutes, I kind of learned a little bit of a hack when it comes to the algorithm. They don't curse in the first 10 minutes of a live stream. You're not going to get demonetized. So I kind of hold back on the cursing and stuff in the first 10 minutes. That's why I said F. And he did. He used that son of a bitch as a doorstop. I remember the next day, because I thought he was joking. And I came in the next day because I always went to the office. Well, I was there way before anybody else was for the night show. Matter of fact, I was working 2 shows at that time. I would produce In Your Face with Drew Garabo. Then I would sit through Billy Madison. I would sit through the Cowhead show. And then I would do Spice Boys show, Spice at Nights. And when he'd get in and I went to go visit, he was not lying. He was using that $800 to $1,000 microphone as a doorstop. Look, at that time, I was partying. I was doing whatever the hell I wanted to. And so, well, no, I wasn't. I was still with my wife at that time. Yeah. But I still didn't care. But I even thought that was like, man, that's pretty heartless. what did Spice Boys Gold Mike? I recall Spice one night was asked about the mic and mentioned it on the air that he was holding the door open with it. Well, listen, I can attest to that. And Haas 83, did the mic at least stop that? Yes, it did. Because it was a really good microphone. It was in the box. It had all the packaging and everything. So, yeah, it definitely held the door open. It did. And we did some great shows on Spice Show at night. I met Jared, Nervous Jared. I met him on that show. And it was great. Dave the Slave's checking in. How are you, Dave the Slave? So I'm not saying that it was all bad. Look, I'll say this. Spice was extremely talented. Nobody can deny that. Nobody can deny that Spice Boy was not a good radio person. The Jolly Gator. Good evening, all. I read a lot of the chat stuff. So if you guys have any comments about some of the topics and stuff that I'm talking about, you can easily do that. But if you would like to call in, you could do that. It's scrolling down at the bottom, 407-270-3044. If you are checking out on any of the platforms that I'm on right now, you can easily, what would help me out if you don't want to donate, if you don't want to super chat, if you don't want to cheer bits, you can give me a thumbs up, give me a liking, or whatever it may be. It's Wags. It's Wag says, Dave's not here, man. What did you guys think about Cheech and Chong being on the MTV Music or Video Awards and stuff? I really don't think any of the audience that was watching MTV at that time knew who the hell. All right, it's after 10 minutes. I can curse now. Nobody knew who the fuck Cheech and Chong was. I'm sorry. I don't think that they did. And then they had Johnny Depp and, computer generated into an astronaut and stuff. It's crazy. But Ron Bartosh says, what's up, Tuddle? How are you, Ron Bartosh? The Jolly Gator writes, you're right, man. Nobody knew who the F teaching Chong. I think you meant to say Cheech and Chong are anymore. Man, ones that know it aren't watching the VMAs. You're absolutely right. I just thought that was a little weird. All right. So I've been meaning to talk about this. Ted 85. Hey, Tuddle, did you ever get the plumbing fix? All right. So what ended up happening with the plumbing? So, when they do a home inspection and stuff, they don't really dig in deep on the plumbing and stuff. But the main exit valve was completely blocked. I don't know if they were flushing wet wipes, tampons, whatever it may be, down the toilet. I tried everything. I went and got a snake, but the snake that I had was nowhere near long enough to be able to reach it. Now, the other thing about this house that my mom bought, it does not have one of those main access points to the main drain. And I was kind of sweating it a little bit. Luckily, he was able to get it. Because the guy was like, look, all right, they give you the estimate and stuff. The lowest price was $600. He said, now, if we need to bring a second guy in with the other longer snake, it's going to be more. And then if we got to bring out the cameras and find the main line and dig it up, you're talking like $1,000. But this guy, he was able to get it. He got it unstuck. I used the Rid-X, but I don't have septic here, Fozzie. I'm on city, straight city. So he was able to get it. It was $600. Sucked to have to pay it, but you know, when I'm having to poop in a bag, when my mom's having to poop in a bag, that's not fun. It's not fun having to poop in a Winn-Dixie plastic bag more than one night. Got to do what you got to do. I've been in more precarious situations, but I did. Had to shit in a bag. My mom pooped in a bag. Got to do what you got to do. But he got it unblocked, and that's done. Sucks. Luckily, I'm making bank right now. Not trying to, like, self-gloss or anything, but I'm doing quite well for myself. I got paid again today, and I'm happy. Very, very happy. So what? You guys going to judge me for pooping in a bag? I'm sure there's a lot of things that you guys have done that is way worse than that. We've all been in those situations where, like, oh, man, I never thought in a million years I'd be pooping in a bag. Hold on. Got a phone call coming in. Let me answer this. Hey, what's going on? Tuddle Daily Podcast.
What's going on, Patrick? Shit, I thought I was calling my credit card company.
Well, I mean, I'll talk to you.
I'm kidding. Hey, man, I just wanted to bring up a story that I saw. Did you hear Mount Swastika is getting a new name?
What is that?
Mount Swastika is a mountain that's Mount Swastika in Eugene, Oregon.
Okay, so you're talking up in the Northwest then.
Correct, Pacific Northwest.
All right. So is this a regular mountain? Does it have volcano activity? Like what kind of mountain is this?
From what I hear, it's just a regular mountain that is just on a cattle rancher's property.
Mm-hmm.
That it was originated. The mountain, of course, wasn't originated in the 1900s, but it was named that in the early 1900s. And now they're trying to take this family's land and rename their mountain that is actually on their property.
What are they going to rename it as?
There is nothing that is up right now that rename it. It's Mount Swastika. They're saying nope, it ain't happening.
Wait, are you? I keep hearing you say swastika, like the Nazi German
Correct.
swastika.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can kind of see why they're probably wanting to rename it. Now, it's
Correct.
on somebody's land. Are they using intimate domain? Like, are they wanting to, like, take his land from him?
No, they're not trying to do any of that. They're just trying to rename the family mountain that is on the family-owned cattle farm.
All right. Well, I mean, all right. So say this family wants to name it Mount Swastika. Now, okay, they may call it that, but can't everybody else call it another thing? Like, I mean, I don't think it's a cool ass name, but at the same time, can't everybody else just call it a different name? Like, I just don't get it.
I've been trying to do a little bit more research behind it on trying to figure out where this name derived from, but I haven't really been able to do any.
Do you know, like, does it have any connection with the Nazis and stuff, or is it just called Mount Swastika?
So it just says the local cattle ranch in the early 1900s. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything about 40s.
Yeah, during the Second World War. Yeah, there's no connection.
Any correct dates or anything. It just says 1900. So I don't know if it has a coalition with it, but it just, I don't know. I thought it's crazy that, heaven forbid, if you named your home or your homestead I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just anything offensive. Like, okay, so this is the way that I feel about it, all right? So it's not against the law to be racist in this country. It's not. It's freedom of speech. But at the same time, as long as you're not affecting somebody else's personal life, you see what I'm saying? Like, as long as you're not, affecting them making a living, if you're not affecting their religious right or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? Or trying to make a living. You can say whatever you want to because it's protected by the First Amendment. Do I agree with some of the racist, bigoted type stuff that people say? No, I don't. But as long as they're not physically harming somebody, if they're not keeping somebody from making a living and stuff, I mean, there's really not anything you can do.
Oh yeah, and you're probably I'm horrible at news, obviously, because it's a remote part of the Emporia National Forest outside of Eugene, Oregon. So it isn't.
You live in that area?
No, I don't. I'm from Florida. I live in Savannah, brother.
Oh, wait, Savannah, what, Georgia?
Yep, Swastika, Georgia.
Do you know I got married in Savannah, Georgia?
Oh man, we talk about this all the time. I'm the one that I just sank a boat off of Savannah a few weeks ago outside of Charleston.
I got you. All right, so I want to get back up to Savannah because back in my drinking days, going to Savannah was great because you could, as long as it was in a plastic cup, you could drink on the street.
Yep, that's dangerous too. But I want to see you get married in Savannah again. How about we make that happen?
Well, I don't know if that's ever going to happen again.
No. All right, brother.
Wait. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Mama's doing good. We'll holler at you.
All right, man. Have a great night.
All right, you too, brother.
All right, bye. Dave the Slave says the mountain took its name from the extinct town of Swastika, which was reportedly so named because of a rancher there branded his cow. Wow. Branded his cattle with the image of a swastika. Man, that is a crazy ass story. The one story that I really want to talk about, I tried to get Sunny Abada on the show tonight, but she did agree to come on the show here in the near future to talk about it because I've talked about this. I talked about this, how there's a double standard when it comes to
Lisa LaFlemme was the face of
this lady up in Canada. She's a broadcaster. She's been on there for over 30 years and stuff. Guys, give me a second, please. Sorry, guys. I just had to go check on something, so I'm very sorry. So, this woman up in Canada ended up getting fired because she decided to go gray. And there has always been this double standard. You guys know that I always play stories of Claire Metz and everything. Claire Metz has been around for a while, and you know why Claire Metz is still on the air? It's because she's so goddamn good at what she does. But they do allow men to age gracefully. They do. You see old dudes on local TV news stations all the time, but this broad, and I think she's sexy with the gray hair. She's claiming that she was fired because of her gray hair.
For years, award-winning anchor Lisa LaFlemme was the face of Canada's most-watched nightly news show, until suddenly announcing on social media that she'd been let go.
I was blindsided and am still shocked and saddened by Bell Media's decision.
The 35-year veteran...
I'm sorry this chick, this gray-haired woman could get it all day long. I'm sorry. Redbeard's checking in, says, hey there, Tuds. And I'm hearing that the mountain's going to be called Mount Halo. It's Wag says that. I mean, Redbeard says, we need to get you some emojis, man. Can anybody, like, all right, so if anybody knows how to create the emojis, is there anything that I got to do? Is there anything I got to do on my end to allow anybody to create any of the emojis for Twitch? No. Haas83, that's not fucking happening. Do not, I repeat, do not make any of those emojis. That's not going to fly. Sorry. Just not going to happen. But if somebody can let me know. All right. So you can email them to me. If you have any emojis that you want me to email me, Tuddle. That's Tuddle with 2 Ds, TUDDLE @gmail.com. I will put them up if you guys want to use them.
Journalist's shocking announcement was swiftly followed
I'm sorry.
by a Globe and Mail report.
Fozzie said she's a gilf, and I agree. This chick is hot.
That a news executive had questioned her decision to let her hair go gray, triggering a public outcry on social media, with some accusing network
She could get it.
executives of sexism and ageism.
I'm a 62-year-old woman, gray hair, and this is what it looks like.
This is what women deal with on a daily basis. We are scrutinized in our jobs simply for the way we look.
Bell Media, which owns the network, is pushing back. The CEO releasing a statement saying the narrative has been that Lisa's age, gender, or gray hair played into the decision. I am satisfied that is not the case. Outrage at LaFlemme's firing fueling the hashtag.
If I'm being honest, this could be the best thing that ever happened to this gilf. Good. I mean, it's the best thing. She's getting so much more attention right now. Her getting fired, and who knows? How can you prove that she got fired just because of her gray hair? You can't. But older women, they get let go earlier than the older men. They allow the men to age gracefully, and that's the way it should be.
Keep the gray, with women posting photos of their own personal stories. Corporations also throwing their support behind LaFlemme, with beauty brand Dove tweeting, "Age is beautiful."
Now all the companies are just jumping on. These companies should be paying this chick. You should be hiring her to be a spokesperson for your your product.
Women should be able to do it on their own terms without any consequences. And fast food chain Wendy's changing their iconic logo's hair from red to gray. Hollywood also signaling a shift.
You cannot change Wendy's with gray hair. I don't know. Wendy looks still pretty hot. Do red people actually go gray? Because I'm going to call out Wendy's right now. Do red-headed people, do gingers go gray? I mean, the Jolly Gator says she does look hot. I gotta agree with you. I think she looks amazing. But can anybody look that up? I don't think red people. Oh man, I might get canceled for that one. But I don't think red-headed people or gingers can go gray. I just don't think it's possible.
Gray. Hollywood also signaling a shift with top actresses sporting gray hair on the red. Canada's most watched nightly news. Hollywood also signaling a shift with top actresses sporting gray hair on the red carpet and on screen.
No, color your hair. I just think the gray ages you. No, you think the gray ages you. Because if we're friends.
Oh, that new Sex in the City. Horrible. Horrendous.
And I'm this age, you can't be whatever.
I mean, when you get rid of the best character, that was the whore and stuff. And you don't have her on the show? No, I'm not watching
Her
it.
age you're pretending to be.
Podcaster Lisa Lacroix says when she decided to go gray, she was celebrated, but says LaFlemme's firing is a wake-up call.
In some ways, I think this is a great thing that this happened because it raised our awareness.
There is a silver lining here.
I think there is a silver lining that we as women have to stick together.
I mean, Fozzie says Jamie Lee Curtis has been silver and sexy for 20 years, kiddo. All right. I'm sorry. And a lot of people might not agree with me on this. In the movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis, that scene where she's in her bra and panties doing that dance that she did. I know that she was topless and Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. But man, she was hot. And you know, like there was this rumor going around for the longest time, this urban legend about Jamie Lee Curtis being a hermaphrodite. Missing a finger, too. That was another urban legend that I heard about Jamie Lee Curtis, like only having. They always said that she was missing a finger. But that dance in True Lies. I'm sorry. If you disagree with it, that was hot. Jamie Lee Curtis's body was on point. Redbeard underscore 313 writes, Trading Places, man, she had some nice knocks. She did. Because a lot of people haven't seen Trading Places because it's a little bit older, but not a lot of people know that Jamie Lee Curtis was topless in that movie. But I still think that dance was hotter than seeing her topless. Fozzie, you do the Jolly Gator. YouTube the dance that she did in True Lies. I didn't think she was that skinny. Matter of fact, I thought she had some great curves. But Fozzie, he always has great references. Fozzie, if you will, wrote, I'd bang Jamie Lee Curtis if she had a Jason Pierre-Paul hand. If you guys don't get that, Jason Pierre-Paul, he basically, well, you know what, Fozzie, I don't even know if you realize this, made a great connection to Arnold Schwarzenegger that was in True Lies that Jamie Lee Curtis danced for. Jason Pierre-Paul's hand looks like the hand in Total Recall. Do you remember the little hand or whatever that they had to put in that to activate the Mars turning in and terraforming and stuff? That's what Jason Pierre-Paul's hand looks like, in my opinion. I know I'm going on a little stretch, but I always thought his hand looked like the alien hand that fit in Total Recall.
Bell Media has announced an independent third-party review of the CTV newsroom. In a statement, the president saying they take matters regarding any discrimination very seriously and are committed to a safe, inclusive, and respectful work environment.
Trust me, this chick is going, I'm not talking about suing. She's going to get paid. You know that some Canadian news network or some American network in the North, they're going to try to hire her. She's going to be all over it. Like she's a hot commodity.
Environment for all our employees. Guys.
This chick has some weird looking boobs. She does. And Fozzie, I'm glad you brought that up. Fozzie says, Bubble Up Sponge won Silver Fox. 2 weekends ago, I got to spend some time with Bubba. I think Bubba looks amazing with the gray because he used to go completely, like, he would go with the Elvis dye job, and that's not a dig at him because he used to call it that as well, too. But seriously, I think it looks amazing with the gray. I'm glad that he went there. I'm glad that he did it. I'm not going to do a long show tonight because I had a busy day tomorrow. I got to take my mom to doctor's appointments and stuff. But here in Seminole County, here in Central Florida, they are known for their black bears. Like, they are all over the place, the black bears are. I'm trying to find the story. All right, jug stuck bear. I really do name stories like so freehand note wise.
Tonight in Seminole County.
That's what I named the story. Jug stuck bear. So this black bear, over in Seminole County. We've always had issues with black bears in Seminole County. And black bears are not as dangerous as grizzlies or anything, but there's a lot of black bears in Seminole County. So people, they don't learn, they don't protect their trash, they don't get the bear-proof trash cans. But this bear got his head stuck in a jar or a jug. I mean, this is like something that you would straight up read in Winnie the Pooh. This poor black bear, he's out there roaming the woods of Seminole County neighborhoods with a jug stuck to his head. And now Florida Wildlife Commission is trying to capture this bear, trank it, and get this jug off of its head.
There are some concerns tonight in Seminole County.
Look at that bear. Bear's got that looks like a pretzel jug or a pickle jug. Well, no. Yeah, they wouldn't put pickles in a plastic jug. Oh, you know what? That could be a peanut jug. It could be a jug that you get pork skins in. I'm trying to find out what type of jug this is. What was in the jug before the bear got it stuck on its head?
Over this, a bear that was spotted with a jar stuck on its head.
When bears and other...
Not a jar. A jar is glass. This is a plastic jug.
Animals get into our trash. It's more than a nuisance. It's a legit threat to their lives. Rush News' Dave McDaniel looks at the effort to find the bear for its own good.
George Cheney spotted this bear when he heard a noise next door.
Look and see what was going on out here.
Whoa. Redbeard, I think you nailed it. I don't know why I did not think about that. Redbeard says, cheese balls. I think you nailed it. You nailed it. Fozzie writes, I can't believe they're not trying to blame a white polar bear.
And seen the bear over in our neighbor's trash over there.
A bear in an obvious predicament.
With the jar on his head, he can't eat, he can't drink, and I don't see how he's getting a good breath.
There's a question how much airflow as well, is coming and going.
He's not getting any airflow. I mean, he might be. But can you imagine in the hot Florida summer, you got a cheese ball plastic jug stuck on your head and breathing in your hot bear breath? Yeah, it's got to suck. But like Fozzie said, that'll learn you. It will. But man, like, this is a serious problem. There was a black bear that attacked a woman, killed her dog, tried to drag her off into the woods. Now, for the most part, black bears, they go for berries. They're scavengers. They're not really hunting live prey. Now, they'll go for the easy opportunity. But, I mean, that's got to be embarrassing. You gotta be, you're hanging out with your other bear friends and you What happened to Barry the Bear? I know that's a stupid name, but Barry, what happened to you, Barry? Why do you got that jug? I was trying to get some cheese balls out of this plastic jug. It just stuck.
So that is, it's pretty bad. I mean, having that jar stuck over his head could be pretty serious for him.
As soon as the report came into Fish and Wildlife, they set this trap here in the area where the bear was last seen. They're hoping, of course, to catch that bear and get that jar off of its head.
We're not, taking any chances. We're going to try to capture the bear. We're putting the word out to try to get folks to call us.
It's happened before. This was a successful rescue effort last fall.
I mean, damn it. What's up with bears getting their heads stuck in jugs?
A bear in South Florida got its head stuck in a pet food feeder.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope he ate the cat that was there. Well, I've become a cat person. But who leaves out a feeder outside, man?
It's past the ears. It's almost impossible for them to get the jar off because the ears kind of act like a little locking mechanism and they can't pull it off.
Which gives...
look. Bear's ears aren't in the jug, so he's not locked in. I don't understand. Like, for the most part, bears are pretty smart. They can get in the trash cans and all that good stuff. Like I said, like the guy said, his ears aren't locked into the jug. Man. This looks like a little cub. Well, not a cub. It looks like a little... adolescent bear.
Them some optimism about the bear spotted near the Wekiva River. See the ears out in the open?
There is a chance that he may be able to get a claw or something and pull that jug off. But it seemed like, from the photographs that we've seen, it seemed like it was on there pretty tight.
To best protect critters?
If we could just get people to crush those things,
Man, that's a lot of work. But if I'm being honest, my family, we saved every jug. We used that would make a great container. That'd make a great container. Keep it. We'll wash it out. We'll store it. Put it out in the shed, Patrick. Put that cheese ball container out in the shed. We could use that when we go to pickle some eggs or some pickles and pickles. We do. Like, we keep every type of plastic container that you can reuse. Holy crap. So we never had that problem.
Stomp on them, crush that, crush the jar, crush the lid, so they don't have a chance to put their head in there. I think that'll go a long way.
In Seminole County, Dave McDaniel, West 2 News.
I'm not trying to laugh, but that is a funny ass picture. I feel bad. That's not an adult bear. Looks like a little teenage bear that didn't know what he was doing, got his head stuck in a jug, and now he's in a bad situation. He's in a bad spot, this black bear is. I hope he's able to get it off. Or they're able to trap him and stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I know tonight's show's a little bit shorter, but I got a busy day tomorrow. I had a busy day already. If you get a chance, follow me on social media. Just search Tuddle. It's Tuddle with 2 Ds, Tuddle. And if you guys want to email me, Tuddle@gmail.com. Make sure you favorite the live stream on whatever platform you're on, and that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. Hope you guys have a great night. Hopefully you guys stay safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.